dealing with choice of entity, many clients, they're not happy because they want to know what kind of entity they should be. A C corporation, S corporation, or LLC taxed as a partnership. It's very difficult. There's so many different issues to consider. There's financing, there's liability issues, there's tax, which is just a major component. From a tax standpoint, we know that we look at the tax consequences of a C corporation versus an S corporation versus LLC taxes partnership with respect to the facts that we know and what our client wants. But of course, most of the issues out there are things that we need to see into the future. But we don't have a crystal ball. We saw that, so that's a big issue. These clients, though, they really want to have their cake and eat it too. Unfortunately, though, they're not going to get their cake. We can try to give them that, and that's exactly why I have this outfit. Now, the main thing, I'm going to go ahead and create a cake for our client here, okay? And we'll see what happens. We'll see if we get the right combination and put it together. So think of this like we're trying to go through with our client and put together the right thing because we can't see into the future. Nobody can, right? That's not possible. Some of you out there might believe that. No, it's not possible. So we're going to put together all the ingredients, right? Thinking about all the considerations of the kind of entity, what our client wants, right? Formation, liquidation, how they want to exit, all these things. Of course, as we know, to make a cake, right? I got my baking outfit on. We're going to need some special ingredients, right? We're going to need some specific ingredients, I should say. Well, of course, we're going to start with a mix of flour, sugar, baking soda, salt, all these items, which I've already pre-sifted together. So for the sake of time, go ahead and put that in there, right? As you saw, put it right in there. We're actually going to make a cake right here, or at least try, okay? I actually have the oven ready. We're going to put in some oil, right? Got the oil ready. So we're going to pour that in there, okay? Then, of course, get every drop, right? Get every drop in there. Then, of course, we're going to add some water, right? We got to put some water into our batter. So, bombs away, got the water in. And finally, we need to have at least an egg, right? We need to have at least an egg. So thinking about all the different types of issues when choosing an entity for a client, again, there's no perfect solution because we don't have a crystal ball out there. We just have to be competent, and we have to understand the different rules. And even if you're a business owner in the future, not even a tax person, tax preparer, tax professional, you still need to have an idea of how this goes in, because when you're choosing an entity or you have a CPA or attorney do this, you need to understand it's not a perfect answer. I'm going to go ahead, crack this egg. Don't got 3 hands, so I'm just going to show you I'm cracking the egg while I'm putting this in. On my honor, I'm doing this, putting it in. So we're going to go ahead, putting in the egg. There it goes. So we put together all our ingredients, and again, these clients, they want to have their cake and eat it too. So they want to have their cake and eat this, okay? And again, there's no perfect. So we're going to try, right? We've given them the entity choice we think is going to work the best. I'm mixing it together. Hopefully it comes out and it's a cake. We'll see what happens. So, I put all the ingredients in there to make a cake. Okay? Mixing it up. Whisking it. All right, so we're all done there. All whisked. Now I'm going to set it down here. Plop it into the oven. Let's do that. Plop right in the oven. And let's just wait a little bit, talk about a few things. So again, choice of entity. C corporation versus S corporation versus LLC. We've been focusing on tax consequences. It's very, very important to understand, again, that the best we can do, because we can't see into the future, is compare and contrast the different situations. So with this, we can try to help our clients as much as possible, but it's not a perfect solution. Some of you might be wondering, well then how can a tax professional like a CPA or attorney, how can they get paid to do this? What can they attest to? They do so very carefully. They make sure that they dot their I's, cross their T's, and put CYA language in there to make sure that they're not going to say, oh yeah, you 100% are going to get what you want. Okay? So the client has asked us to basically give them a cake because they want to have their cake and eat it too. So it just came out of the oven. Let's see what we got. Well, what is this? Is this a cake? It kind of has the look of a cake, but it's actually not a cake. Let's try it. It's not. It's a muffin, right? What's the difference between a cake and a muffin? Many people would say there's a big difference, right? Has similar ingredients, right? We got the batter, flour, all that good stuff, but it's not the same thing. It's just not the same thing. So we could try a different situation of a different client, and we can put it back down, go through the same process, come out in the end, and then go back in after we baked, and look at that. We got a cake. The idea. Sorry, I feel good. The idea is the client cannot have their cake and eat it too. It's not a perfect world. We can help as much as possible to give them the most information that they need as tax professionals, but it's not perfect. It's not perfect because no one has a crystal ball. There's going to be situations that happen in the future that we can't predict, various situations that the client did not anticipate. That's normal. That happens. The idea is, though, is that we can plan around that using conservatism and other ways, again, with the focus being that we can use the facts we have and what the client's needs, desires, and what's most likely to occur and apply the rules that way to pick the choice of entity, C corporation versus S corporation versus LLC.